the internet. Okay, they have my son is. I have 15. She has a phone. I have 13. I have 10, and I have 6. And the younger 3, do not have a phone. They don't have access to the internet. And with my daughter, right now, because she's been so trustworthy.
All right, so shout out my people. How you guys doing? My stations. Subscribe, like if you don't like, don't like. You know. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this video because I'm agreeing with Humble Dad, right? And we're gonna go through some things that he said, and also I'm gonna respond to some of the things that the lady gonna respond to him saying. And once they start getting into it, I will show you what I will respond to. Because she's like, I'll wait till she start talking, and I'll point it out.
I just check her stuff from time to time because she has not given me a reason to take it from her like she has done before. And she knows that can happen again. So she only goes to things that have been said.
Dad, I have a question.
Yeah.
When Miley Cyrus, Azalea Banks, people who displayed and talked about things we did, rock star artists,
yeah,
when they started to take over the white community, what did the white community do? Because the white community understands the impact, the psychological impact that your influencers have over your community. They don't play that shit.
And notice what you said. Notice what you said, right? Those people that was in the community were parents. Notice that you just said on your own premise.
All right, so I'm gonna respond right here. So right here, he was saying that kids should not have their phone. Parents wasn't being parents, monitoring their kids, making sure the kids are not being influenced by certain social media stuff or certain actors, singers, whoever is out there that can influence their kids. Once ago, black people had a certain structure where we would treat our kids a specific way, and our parents, would keep certain guidance and structures and rules, where white people used to treat their kids a specific way. And once ago, black people used to kind of like, damn, the white kids have more control over their parents, or white kids get away with a lot of things. Because even me, growing up, I used to have that experience as well, where white kids could do certain things, talk a certain way, and black kids couldn't do that. But then as time changes, black kids are now doing the same thing that white kids are doing, but white kids are now still stuck in some kind of a structure where they have two parents, while black kids don't really have the two parent, right? And when you don't have two parents, it most likely, even if it's a male, even if it's just a father, male figure, even though you have more structure, it still have some default where how the kid can kind of do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, she answered to respond, because he's saying, your kids should have. I didn't give my son his cell phone until he was like 14, 15 years old. He didn't get a cell phone, and even in that time, it was limited. You know what I'm saying? And she is responding to him by saying that, white people this and they didn't influence the kids, blah blah blah. Of course not, because in that time frame, we was being disrupted of a father being in the home. This is why I'm going to go back and say, women that know the story, or they know the default to a lot of black people downfall in terms of parenting, right? Of the being a family unit, right? Welfare, one drug, all of those different things, right? Today, they talk as if like that thing was never a thing. Now, she's responding to it in a sense by saying that it was single parents versus two parenting home. White people had two parenting home, while black people only had one. Yes, that's true. But the question is, today, now that you know that, right now, today, you can't blame the white people, or you can't compare us to the white people, because we know what happened. We know what we did. Yeah, but I still can't compare. I'm not saying we can't say the fault was, the construction that they created. What I'm saying is, now today, we know what the problem is. What are you doing about it? Is you influencing your kids now today, saying me, my generation, and my prior generation, right, was wrong? The construction to the whole single parent syndrome situation was wrong, and we brought up a destruction to a black family. Now that me, in my 30s, right, my 30s, 20s, my late 20s, realize this, understand this, right? Even the 19 and 18s today should know this information. The parenting today, that's how young kids today, should tell their young kids, you have to do different from what I did. You have to focus on family. Do not do what I did. Do not do what your grandparents did, my mother and father. Let's change that. When you have kids, send them to me. If you can't do it, I'll do it. Or let me be in the kids' life so I can influence them and teach them the proper way, because you're not doing a good job. I'm sorry that I raised you a Pacific way, but I was influenced to the upbringing at the time. But I've woken from that. I've understand where the fault is. She's answering a question. No, she's asking a question, right? Or making a complaint by giving the answer to the complaint or to the question, but rejecting the answer at the same time, and still putting the blame on, like, it wasn't, no, it's not your fault why it happened, but it's your fault why you're maintaining it. Because now you know the answer, you should change it. And that's what Humble Dad is saying. Ain't all women hold on to this type of behavior, but even some of the women who want change, they want a husband, they want to have kids, they want to have family, but they're holding on to that mentality of not teaching the kids, or holding that liability to say, I can't allow my kids to be this way anymore. I can't allow my kids to do what my parents did or what I did, or my mentality of belief growing up. They're not changing that. You see what I'm saying? And a past video, he also said that, women want to be wife, but they don't want to do the wifely things. They don't want to they don't want to be the woman in the house. They want to be the woman, but not be the woman. You know what I mean? They don't want to be the wife, right? So she's answering a question by she's making a statement, she's making a statement or a complaint, but at the same time answering the complaint and the question without realizing she's at fault. That you are the problem. The women, like, I'm not saying men don't falling off that bandwagon, because we was raised by single moms, and a lot of us haven't woken up with that single mom mentality. We don't even know we're feminine. We don't even know that. And a lot of women jumping on us like we didn't come from the same household. We came from the same household. How you expect me to be different from you? You're masculine, I'm feminine, or I'm in between my masculine and feminine. You'll be in between your feminine and masculine. You don't know which one to choose. You don't know how to behave. You don't know how to act, because we was raised the same equal path. And that's the issue. The mother raised both kids the same way. Both kids get the same complementary in their behavior. When if it was a mom and a dad, the dad is gonna be a little more rough, a little bit more strict, a little more stern. You know what I mean? A little bit more directive with the son, and the woman can be a little less directive, a little less stern, a little thicker. But she also have to be mindful of her behavior, because she's a female, and the difference between the male and the female. And he's gonna let them know. Anyway, I just wanted, that's my response to this, and that's what I wanted to say. And until women learn, this is why women get the blame for a lot of things, because they don't want to admit, they don't want to understand or admit, like, okay, we know what was wrong, we know what happened, we know what it is, we know what we are, we know what to do, we know how to change it. But do you want to change it? This is my last piece. In order to change it, And he also previously said material things, women don't want to release material things because that's going to change the way how you're functional in the when it comes to the income of the black family. Yeah, we need to stop putting money out. We need to stop putting money out because the black family don't make a lot of money, but the money we make, we use it to buy things we can't even afford or maintain. So if we start changing the way how we spend money, we'll be able to succeed a little bit more in terms of maintaining our households. We don't need to make a lot of money. We just need to manage the money. Also, too, I'm a polygamist. I do support in the sense of my body, my choice thing, but not saying that's the focus. I'm just saying in the sense of that because a lot of women push that idea, right? If a woman have her body, she could choose to do what she want. A man have his penis, he could choose to do it. I'm not saying that he should break up a relationship. I'm saying in the sense of she could destroy the baby. She could make decisions how she want to use her body in terms of sexuality, blah, blah, blah. The man should be able to do that. But the difference between that is it's a natural behavior for the man to have to functionalize his sexual behavior in terms of like polygamy and maintain a family. Not in like a side chick. I'm talking about family. So I have nothing pushed back against polygamy in terms of that frame. And men should be able to produce those type of behavior because women out here having multiple babies, which been happening for centuries. Ain't nothing new. But it's okay for men, if that woman have multiple children, it's not really easy for another man to come in and lock that down. But the thing is, if she do find a man, and even if that man have another woman, the two females should be able to bond together to be able to raise those children because the more women in the household, the more women in the environment, the more structure the protection and structure those kids can have and more chances they can maintain those, the upbringing of those kids because the men got to go out and work and the women don't have to be by themselves in terms of regulating their mindset and their behaviors and stuff like that. So polygamy can work in that frame. And presently to this day, I think that would be a big deal for a lot of black communities right now because it helps. Instead of us having a bunch of single moms, be with the man that have multiple. If he have multiple baby moms, y'all work that shit out. The ones who want to stay with him, stay with him. The ones who don't, be able to work with him and maintain, but she gonna have to find another man. Most likely he probably gonna have kids and another woman too, and typically that's how it's gonna be. And secondly, and this is the ultimate response to the whole polygamy thing, men and women have to go to polygamy anyway because most women pick and choose the same guy or they feel desire to the guy that they want to be with. And not to mention that there gonna be a lot of men that's not gonna be able to be out here to produce and so forth. So in that context, they're gonna have to be with they're gonna have to share regardless of how they feel, because they're already doing it. Because they're gonna become side chick. What's the point of being a side chick secretly when you could just be a side chick? Polygamy, you know what I'm saying? Or you could be the second woman in polygamy, however you want to put it. And with that said, we need to stop hiding from the responsibilities and stop making excuses for the responsibilities, as well as exercise the actions we have to take upon those responsibilities. You can't say you want to change something or something, you understand something, and then not change it. You're not going to go to college to learn about electrician and then leave college and say, I don't know how to do electrician. I don't have no knowledge of it. Yes, you do. You have knowledge of it. You just don't want to do it. Like, you just did it for fun, right? You can't do that, right? Oh, I don't know how to fix this, but then why you went to college for then? Oh, I just went to win. Okay, so you're treating life the same way. You know what I mean? You want to have kids, but you don't want to live within the process of doing what you're supposed to do as a mother to deal with the kids, right? You want to fix something for us to change the era of how we, the result to, the era of bad situations. But in order to change that from the era of bad situation, you got to change the way you do things. You got to put the progress in to do the things to change it to go forward. And we don't do that. And I think we need to stop delusionally saying things versus doing things. You know what I'm saying? And I think women do that a lot. I mean, women do that a lot. Don't complain about the family structure when you yourself don't want to change it. And with that said, peace, like, subscribe, and next video.